Hi everyone, I will be discussing the introduction to software engineering. I'm Ash Arroyo again, and I'm looking forward to explore this cool topic with you. So, number one is what is software engineering? Software engineering is all about understanding what people want and making programs that fit those needs. It means planning well, developing the software, and checking to see if it runs smoothly. There are many ways to describe software engineering, but they all show that it requires careful, taking a methodical approach to create, use, and support software. What is the definition of software engineering? Based on this module, and the IEEE standard describes software engineering as a planned and careful way to build software. Fritz Bayer mentioned that it involves using standard engineering techniques to develop reliable software that works well on real devices. Poem said, it is about applying scientific knowledge to design and create computer programs, along with the documents needed for their development, use, and maintenance. Next is why software engineering? The software crisis or crisis. In the late 1960s, many software projects did not succeed. This period is called the software crisis. A lot of these projects ran out of money and ended up making software that was costly and didn't work well. The biggest problem was keeping bigger software current, and customers wanted additional features. As software projects became more complicated and the need for new software grew, the situation became even harder. The solution to the software crisis, the answer was to turn messy coding work into a structured software engineering process. This shift helped companies work better and build software that met users' needs. By the late 1970s, many companies started using ideas from software engineering. In the 1980s, tools like Computer Aided Software Engineering or KASE made things simpler. And in the 1990s, people paid more attention to project management and standards like ISO 9001. Next question is, why software engineering is popular? People really appreciate software engineering for various reasons. It allows us to build big and adaptable software systems by using scientific and engineering techniques. We can create and improve software more easily. Additionally, the rise of cheaper hardware has made it simpler to engage in this area. This section talks about the latest software trends and the importance of quality. We have chart in the module and I will explain it. In the center, we see the main point, which is software product. Around it are have six key areas that explain why many people enjoy software engineering. And number one is updated. This showed that software engineering keeps changing too much new technology and what users need. And number two is requirements. These show how important it is to find out what user want in order to make good software. Number three is system analysis. This step looks at the needs to understand how the system should work and its limits, making sure the final product meets user expectation. Next is system design. Here, we plan how the system will be arranged, including its parts and how they connect to create a strong and adaptable solution. And next, number 5 is code design. This part makes detailed plans for writing the code, ensuring it is clear, effective, and easy to change. Deployment. Finally, deployment means getting the software to users and ensuring it is set up correctly and function as it should. This chart outlines the main parts and steps of software engineering. Each part is important for creating software that works well, is dependable, and simple to use. That's why software engineering an important and popular field. Next is the relationship of software engineering with other disciplines. Software engineering connects to different fields. It begins with computer science, which provide a solid base. It brings together technical skills and management skills for management science. Economics teaches us how to make the best use of our resources and save money. System engineering takes techniques from software engineering to study large systems, such as those that monitor industries or control airplane flights. Next is the challenges of software engineering. Software engineers deals with many challenges in vital fields such as space, travel, aviation, and nuclear energy. Mistakes in software can cause serious issues. They need to work fast, handle, handle complex software, and ensure that different programs work well together. Next is the attribute for software products. The main qualities of a software product are how well it functions, how reliable it is, and how sturdy it is, and how easy it is to update. This quality matter a lot when we want to judge the quality of software product after it is installed. But improving this quality can be tough, like trying to make the design easy to use while also making the system work well. Next is the product characteristic. Let's take a closer look at some of these important qualities. Number one is maintainability. The software should change to meet clients' need over time. It should be simple to change and add to. Next is dependability. Good software shouldn't cause any harm to people or money when problems happen. It needs to be steady and reliable in various situations. Number three is efficiency. The software should use memory and processing power effectively to work well. Lastly is the usability. The software should have an easy to use design and clear instructions so that anyone can understand and use it. Next is the good software traits or the characteristic of good software. Let's think about how the software works and how it builds. Important traits include how it fits the budget, how efficient it is, how easy it is to use, how reliable it is, and how accurate it is, and how safe and secure it is. Other traits are how well it works with different systems, whether it can be reused, move around, and if it can change when needed for maintenance. We look at how adaptable, easy to keep up, organized, and able to grow it is. And for the last, um, there is the characteristic. Let us know about how well software works in operation, which can be measured on. That's all what I see. And then the last for the conclusion is software engineering focuses on understanding what user want. It allows us to build, upgrade, and test software to fit those wants. This field is key for managing big software projects, ensure they are flexible, affordable, and able to adapt when new needs arise. It also works with the other areas to tackle issue and ensure we deliver quality software. Thank you for listening.
Um, Good day everyone. I'm Franklin Panso and ako po yung mag-represent sa Module 2. So, sa Module 2, about po siya sa critical system. Ano nga ba ang critical system? Critical system is uh, critical system is any system whose failure or creating human life. The system environment or the existence of the organization which operates the system. Failure in this context does not mean failure to conform to a specification, that means any potential threatening system behavior. Critical system exists and also before computer-based system. Ang critical system ay kahit anong system na kapag nagka-failure or nagka-problema, um, pwede ma-threaten ang human life or environment or even yung mismong organization na nagpapatakbo ng system. Importante rin na maintindihan natin ang ibig sabihin ng failure. Dito ay hindi lang failure sa pagkukontrol sa spec ng system. It's also include any behavior na posibleng maging trick kahit pa hindi ito agad obvious na mali. Okay. Next. Um, critical system classes. Meron siyang tatlo. Ayun na. Safety critical system. A system whose failure may result in the loss of human life, injury, or major environment damage. Next, mission critical system. A system whose failure may result in the consequence failure of goal directed activity. Last, business critical system. A system whose failure may result in the failure of the business that is using that system. Dito sa safety critical system, ito yung mga system na kapag na-fail, pwedeng mag-result ng malaking epekto sa environment, parang ganun. Next naman, yung mission critical system. Ang focus naman nito ay sa mga goal-directed activities na kapag nag-fail ang gantong system, pwedeng hindi na ito ma-achieve ang isang mission or yung activities na yun. Parang ganun. Business critical system, ito naman po ito yung system na kapag nagka-problema, maaaring mag-result sa pagkasira ng business. For example, ang isang online shopping platform tulad na ng Shopee, kapag mag-fail yung payment system nila, malaking problema yun sa negosyo kasi hindi makapagbayad ng customer. Ganun. Next. Critical system usage. Most critical systems are now conformity-based systems. Critical systems are becoming more widespread as society becomes more complex and more complex activities are automated. However, the procedure and practice which has involved to integrate critical system into society are based on much less complex system. In many cases, we do not really understand what the overall impact of this critical system will be. Automatic share trading system. FIFO operational process are very important elements of critical system. They cannot simple be considered in terms of hardware and software. Dito po, ayun nga po, kasi karamihan kasi ng critical system naka, siya, computer-based na. Ibig sabihin, ginagamit natin ang technology sa mga importanteng process, tulad na automated share trading system. Dahil mas nagiging complex ang society natin, mas maraming critical system ang nadidevelop para sa gawing automatic o mas efficient at ang iba't ibang activities po. Pero may problema dito. Yung procedure at practice na ginagamit natin ngayon para sa integrate ang mga critical system ay naka-base pa rin sa mga simpleng system noon. Kaya minsan, hindi natin fully naintindihan kung anong magiging epekto ng mga system na ito sa halimbawa sa automated share trading system, hindi natin alam kung paano ito pwedeng mag-trigger ng big change sa economy. Next, critical system failure. The cause of failure in critical system is likely to exceed the cause of the system itself as well as directly failure cause. There are indirect causes from critical system failure. This may be significantly greater than the direct cause. Here are some critical system failure causes. Direct cause of referring the system can be high and expensive hardware is physically damaged, cause us investing the cause of the problem. Again, this can be very high if there has been an accident with associated loss of life. Next slide. Okay. Directed cost of repairing the system can be high and expensive hardware is physical damage. Cost of investing this cost of investigating the cause of the problem. Again, this can be very high if there has been an accident with associated loss of life. Society view of critical system are not static. They are modified by each kind. Global system failure. People do not necessarily break logically to critical system failure. They are much critical system failure. They are much more concerned about train and plane crashes than car accident, although cars kill many people annually. Dito, ang ano siya, ganito yung sasabihin. Ibig sabihin dito, ang critical system failure ay kapag isang important system ay hindi nag-work at ang epekto nito ay maaaring mas malaki pa sa mismong halaga ng system. Parang ganun. May dalawang klase ng cost na naidudulot ng failure. Ayun. First, direct cost. Halimbawa, kailangan ayusin ng system lalo na kung nasira ang mahalagang hardware. Parang ganun. And direct cost, kasama dito ang gastos sa pag-imbestiga kung bakit na-fail ang system lalo na kung may na-aksidente. Ayun ba? Ayan, ito na tayo sa critical emergent properties. Tama ba? Dito, reliability, concerned with failure to perform to specific specification. Availability, concerned with a failure to deliver required service. Safety, or safety critical system, concerned with behavior which directly or indirectly threaten human life. Last, security, concerned with the ability of the system to protect itself from external attack. So dito po, ang reliability, ito po yung ito po ay tungkol sa kakayahan ng system na gawin ang trabaho nito ayon sa spec, ayan. Kapag hindi na-perform na maayos, kakaroon siya ng failure. Availability, ito naman po yung kung gaano kadalas po susunod ang system. Kapag unavailable siya, hindi nagde-deliver na required sa service ang system. Yung system naman po, para sa mga safety critical system, ang focus nito siguro din na walang behavior ng system. Dami kasunod. Ayun nga, kasi magdulot ng panganib sa buhay ng tao. Last naman, security. Kailangan ng system na maprotektahan ang sarili laban sa external attack tulad na lang po ng hacking. Ayun. Development tool. Dito, use formal method for system specification. Use formal verification to demonstrate that a program is consistent with and specification. Separate teams for implementation and testing. And incorporation of redundant code and self-checking and programs. Dito po, may ilang techniques na ginagamit dito. First muna, yung formal method po, ayun nga, gumagamit ng instruction na paraan para ma-specify ang system para malinaw ang design. Yung formal verification naman, sinisigurado na ang program ay tugma po siya sa spec gamit ang mathematical na method, parang gano'n. Yung separate teams naman, ang paggawa at pag-testing ng system ay hiwalay para masiguro walang bias sa quality. Ang last naman dun sa rhythm code and self-checking, nilalagay ang extra code sa program para ma-detect agad ang error kung sakaling magkaroon ng problema. Ayan. Ah, yun lang po. Thank you.
My name is Ronald Tolentino and from Group 5. And I choose reporting is subject is SE, module number 3. My title is Software Processes. Software processes is a coherent set of activities for specifying, designing, implementing, and testing software system. Na ang ibig sabihin ng mga software processes is all about design, specify, and implement, and testing. A software process model is an abstract representation of a process that present a description of process from some particular perspective. There are many different software processes but all involved. May mga kanya-kanya po siyang software processes pero ito is lahat involved lahat. Kumbaga mapapakinabangan is number 1 is specification, meaning is defining what the system should do, na pinagpaplanuhan yung mga system ng ganito, yan ganyan bago mo gawin. And number 2, design and implementation, na ibig sabihin is defining the organization of the system and implement the system. Yan. Yung mga design and ano niya is in-organize yung mga system yan, in-implement yung mga kada system. Yan. Validation, na ibig sabihin is checking that it does what the customer wants. Na ang ibig sabihin is kine-check muna kung gusto ba to, kung ano bang mga gusto ng mga customer, yan, mga validation reason nila. And other is evolution, changing the system in response to changing customer needs. And may mga kung suggest ng mga customer na kailangan baguhin natin mga sistema is kung ano mga kailangan ng customer yan. May mga type of software process model yan. Software processes, methodologies, and frameworks range from specific prescriptive step that can be used directly by an organization in a day-to-day work to flexible frameworks that an organization use to generate a custom set of steps tailored to the needs of a specific project or group. In some cases, a sponsor or maintenance organization distribute an official set of that describe the procession. Yan, may kanya-kanyang na case, may mga methodologies, yan, may mga kanya-kanya day-to-day to work, yan, ganyan. Software processes and software development life cycle model. One of the basic notion of the software development process is SDLC model, which stands for Software Development Life Cycles Model. There are many development life cycle models that have developed in order to achieve different required objectively. The models specify the various stages of the process in the order in which they are carried out. The most used, popular, and important SDLC model are given below. Yan, may mga kanya-kanyang mga model yan. Number 1, waterfall model, B model, incremental model, RAD model, agile model, iterative model, spiral model, prototype model. Yan. May mga yan sample of development life cycle model is waterfall model. The waterfall model is a breakdown of a project activities into linear sequential phases, where each phase depends on the deliverable of the previous one and corresponds to a specialization of tasks. The approach is typical certain area of engineer design yan. Ayun yung pababa yan. Number 1. Sample of waterfall model is pababa. Ayan, nag-umpisa sa requirements, design, development, testing yan. Bago muna testing, deploy and maintenance yan. And other is B model. The B model represent a development process that may be considered an extension of the waterfall model and is example of the more general B model. Instead of moving down in a linear way, the process steps are bent upward or the coding phase to form the typical B shape. The B model demonstrates the relationship between each phase of the development life cycle and its associated phase of testing. The horizontal and vertical axes represent time or project completeness, left to right, and level of abstraction, chorus, grain, abstraction, uppermost respectively. Yan. Yung B model is pwede rin yan, pababa, yan pag ganun. Parang example of waterfall model na pa-design naman siya is B model. Yan. Ang life cycle niya is pababa, pag ganun, paikot lang yan. Pwede gumanon. Yan, ganyan. Development life cycle yan, business requirements yan, specification, system requirements, high level design, low level design, and coding. And patas na yan, unit testing, component testing, system integration testing, acceptance testing. Yan. Inaano nila yung develop and cycle. Yan. And other is incremental model. The incremental build model is a method of software development where the model is designed, implemented, and tested incrementally. A little more is added each time until the product is finished. It involves both development and maintenance. The product is defined as finished when it satisfied all of its requirements. Each iteration passes through the requirements, design, coding, and testing phases, and each subsequent release of the system add function to the previous release until all design functionally has been implemented. This model combined the elements of the waterfall model iterative philosophy of prototyping. Yan, sample ng ayan, mga analysis, design, code, text, yan, increment na number 1. And increment number 2 is analyze, yan, design, code ulit, yan, test, increment hanggang paulit-ulit lang. Yan, ganyan. And other is iterative model. An iterative life cycle model has not attempt to start a full specification of requirements by first focusing on an initial simplified set user features which then progressively gains more complexity and a broader set for features until the target system is complete. When adopting the iterative approach, the philosophy of incremental development will also often be used liberally and interchangeably. In other words, the iterative approach begins by specifying and implementing just part of the software, which can then be reviewed and prioritized in order to identify further requirements. This iterative process is and then repeating delivering a new version of the software for each iteration. In a lightweight iterative project, the code by represent the major source of documentation of the system. However, in a critical iterative project, formal software specification is also required. Yan, may mga planning. Yan, nag-cycle siya, nag-life cycle siya kung paano pasukin yan, nag-evaluate, deploy yan, analyze, design yung mga requirements yan. May initial planning and requirements, analyze and design, implementation, deploy yan. Tapos testing ka na, tapos evaluate yan, ganyan. And RAD model is rapid application developed was a response to plan-driven waterfall processes developed in the 1970s and 1980s, such as the structured system analysis and design method SSADBM means. Rapid application development RAD is often referred as the adaptive software development. RAD is an incremental prototyping approach to software development. Documentation, yan, ganyan. Tuloy-tuloy na lang yung RAD. Dire-diretso lang na requirements planning, tapos pagka dumiretso na i-require, refine, prototype, user, and text. Yan ang ibig sabihin ng rapid application development. Yan. And spiral model. The spiral model first described by Barry Bohm in 1986 as a risk-driven software development process model which is introduced by dealing with the shortcoming in the traditional waterfall. A spiral model like spiral wheel hoops, the exact number of loops of the spiral unknown and can vary project handling each loop. Ayan, ang spiral, ang kanina is waterfall, di ba? Ayan, yung pababa, yung B. Ayan, ito naman is, ang ibig sabihin ng spiral is ma-risky. Yan, ang risky niya is paikot. Yung spiral na model niya is paikot. Yan. Yung isa naman is the Agile movement proposes alternative to traditional project Agile. Project typical software yan, which is group software development. Yan. Yan yung Agile. Yan, pag ganun yung Agile. Test, design, and discover. Yan. That's all po, sir. Bye po.
Hi, I am Raymond Dadak, reporting module 5 types and validity of prototype. Introduction. Typically, a designer determines the validity of a prototype depending on the stage of the design process, the available resources, and the goals for the prototype. Yung mga designer daw ay siyang nagdedetermine ng fidelity, yung kung gaano nakalapit yung isang prototype. Pero nakadepende pa rin yun sa stages, kung anong stage na yung prototype nila, gano'n. Tapos nakadepende rin sa available resources. Kung paano nila gagawin yung fidelity ng prototype nila. Next. Fidelity. Fidelity refers to how close the prototype is to the final product. A sketch prototype is a low fidelity prototype. While I coded HTML, CSS prototype has a very high fidelity. Ayun. Fidelity, yung fidelity daw is, hindi. Ang meaning daw ng fidelity is kung gaano nakalapit ang mga researcher sa prototype nila. At ginagamit din nila ito para malaman kung kung nasusunod ba nila yung plano nila sa prototype nila. Low fidelity prototype. The goal of a low fidelity prototype is to outline a product's flow and test the usefulness and usability of its functionality. Low fidelity prototyping is a quick, simple way of evolving a design into a somewhat more tangible representation of a software product. The goal of a low fidelity prototype is to outline a product's flow and test the usefulness and usability of its functionality. Thus, low fidelity prototypes are not as visually refined as a high fidelity prototypes. Ang low fidelity prototypes daw ay may goal na mag-outline ng product. I-outline yung product flow at i-test yung usefulness ng isang prototype. At yung functionality nito. Prototype. Hindi, okay na yun. Yung low fidelity din is quick and simple way of evolving design idea. Yon. So, ginagamit ng low fidelity is pag sisimulan pa lang yung prototype, ganun. Kasi parang mag-brainstorming pa lang sila doon kung paano yung magiging flow ng prototype nila. Yeah, that's it. Next. Wait lang. There are pros and cons to creating low fidelity prototypes that a UX designer must read before beginning a project. The key benefits of low fidelity prototypes are that they are fast, easy, and affordable to create, and strongly support collaboration. However, on the flip side, most most low fidelity prototypes are not clickable, and those that are have limitation. Low fidelity prototypes are not as aesthetically pleasing as high fidelity prototypes. Plus, fully understanding their functionality requires a bit of imagination. So yun na nga, nasabi ko kanina na yung low fidelity prototypes is parang ginagamit siya sa pagsisimula ng isang prototype. Parang parang yun nga, mag-brainstorming tapos minsan ginagamitan ng papel, yun, para ma-visualize nila, hindi fully ma-visualize, parang ma-visualize yung main concept ng prototype yung next. Sketch. Sketch prototype are often free-form pen and pencil drawings that map out a way initial idea. There are the most rudimentary form of prototype. UX designers typically use sketches to generate ideas and collaborate with products team. Ayun. Masabi ko kanina na isa rin to sa low fidelity. Kasi ang sketch H is, tawag dito, ginagamit siya, ginagamit siya para sa simula ng prototype, kung kung ano yung magiging idea nila. Yeah. Tsaka yun. Ito yung kasama sa low fidelity. Yun. Ito din, yung paper prototype. Paper prototyping is often collaborative, and it's a good first step before moving onto an interactive prototype. Paper prototypes are not the same thing as sketch, while teams also use them during the earlier phase of the design process. The structure of paper prototype is more defined than that of a set of sketches. While you often draw sketches freehand, paper prototypes typically involve using stencils and cardboard to create more substantial detail mock-ups of various web page or application screens for use during usability testing. You can also couple this with post-it notes or other paper add-ons. Similar to sketching, paper prototype is often collaborative, and it's a good first step before moving on to the interactive prototype. Yun, kasi parang yung kanina, yung sketch ba yun, yung sketch is drawing, di ba? Tapos itong paper prototype naman, ginagamit siya ng papel para ma-visualize nila talaga yung pinaka-prototype nila. Kung ano yung magiging tawag dito, magiging hardware nila, ganun. Pwedeng software kasi hindi, hindi pala pwede kasi paper prototype eh. Yun. Mas useful tong mas magiging useful tong, hindi, kung kumbaga yung first step ng prototype is yung sketch. Tapos ito yung second step. Yeah, that's it. Ito yung sample ng mga paper prototypes. Parang maglalagay sila ng mga flowchart, ganun, kung paano gagana yung prototype nila. Yan. Click through prototypes. Think value screens through hotspots. Click-through prototypes depict the elements on elements on the pages of a website or the screen of an app. They link various schemes to hotspots. These prototypes are more advanced version of a low fidelity prototype, as well as simple version of interactive prototypes. Some applications help you to create prototype from scratch, while others let you upload your earlier sketch or paper prototypes, creating a digital form of, of those prototypes so you can now test and iterate your designs. Ano 'tong ano, link values into hotspot? Hindi ko alam 'to, ah. Okay. Parang ano, show. So ano, ang click-through prototype is ginagamitan ng ano, ng device. Ayan, oh. Siguro ano, kung ito yung ano, advanced version ng low fidelity, siguro mas ano, mas magiging mahal na 'to. Yeah, kasi doon sa unang ano, dalawang steps ng sketches tapos paper prototypes. Yeah, okay, next. Uy, next. High fidelity prototype. High fidelity prototypes are more aesthetically pleasing and their function is closer to that that of the final product. High fidelity prototypes are more advanced than their low fidelity counterparts. They are more aesthetically pleasing and their function is closer to that one of the closer to that of the final product. You typically create a high degree prototype further with the along in the design process. Once the team has firm grasp of what they want finished product to embody. High fidelity prototypes are sometimes better for usability testing that flow prototypes. So ano, yung high fidelity prototypes is ito na yung ano, prototype na malapit na matapos yung prototype nila. Malapit na matapos yung final product nila. So, mas magiging ano na to, mas magiging skeptical, maganda lang tignan. Tapos, yung mga functionality din ng product nila is smooth na sa face na to, panigurado. Yung example of high fidelity product include interactive prototype, digital prototypes, coded prototypes. Ito na nga yung mga, ano, mga ganda. At yun yung mga design na sila. Kasi gagamitan na siya ng photos digital eh. Tapos interactive prototypes. Kung gaano na, kung gaano na ka-interactive yung product. Interactive prototypes are more advanced version of click-through prototype that can you create using a prototyping application that support interactivity but only medium fidelity visual design. In, in a sense, they are the communication of the process of sketching, then creating paper prototypes or click-through prototypes. Interactive prototypes are both clickable and responsive, enabling users to interact with them and see animation in response. They more aesthetically pleasing than their low fidelity precaution. Precursors. Yeah. So ano, ito nga interactive prototypes. Parang ano, siya yung step 1 sa ano, parang siya yung step 1 sa high fidelity prototypes. Kasi clickable na yung mga ano dito. Clickable and responsive na yung product dito. Tapos, may mga animation na din. Tsaka, sa technicality ka talaga. Parang ano, parang malapit na talaga siyang matapos. Yan. Yan, parang ganito. Wait lang. May step 1 dito. Ito. O, diba? Parang ito ni, makikita, clickable na. Tapos, ayan, may aesthetic na din. May ito sa inyo talaga. May clock pa dito. Digital Prototype created a with prototyping software. The most the most common type of high fidelity prototype is a digital prototype that is developed using prototyping software that lets UX designer create aesthetically rich, interactive, and even animated product prototypes of a user interface that is almost ready for implementation. Yan. Yung digital prototype is ano, malapit talaga siya. Ito na yung ano, step 2. Yung kanina yung interactive. Parang ano, parang doon kung yung overall ng ano, overall, pinapakita din yung overall na function ng isang product. Tapos dito naman is, ano ba to? May develop ng software. So, ano, ginagamitan siya ng code ganun sa flowchart bago mabuo. Create a software which graphic area animated product prototypes of a user interface system. Yeah. Ito na yung step na malapit na sa ano, ready for implementation yung product. Konting kembot na lang matapos na ganun. Ito, parang ganito. Yung mga design na tapos, diba, parang ano to WordPress Yan. Yung mga design na siya, tapos may mga buttons din sa gilid, sa taas, sa gilid din. Yun. Coded HTML, CSS prototype. Creating a coded prototype is more complex because it requires the UX designer or prototyper to know how to code. How to code? These prototypes are the closest to the final design of a product and are the best option for generating feedback user feedback. Ayun. Ginagamitan ng code ng ano, high fidelity kasi ano, gagamitan na ng, pwede na silang kumuha ng ano dun ng feedback ng user. Yeah. Ito na yung pinaka malapit. Kumbaga ano, step 3 sa product. Ayan, parang ganyan. Buo na talaga siya. Ang ganda na ito. Ano to? Yung sample to. Ganda. Curious ako dito. Yan lang. Thank you. Saan yung record? Eh, ito pala. Grabe.